Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Vanessa if you're new. I'm a registered nurse, a licensed medical esthetician, and a certified makeup artist. Today's video is going to be testing out viral makeup products from Sephora. All of this stuff isn't new, but it's new to me. This was going to be a first impressions video, but I didn't have time to film it when I got a lot of this stuff, and the temptation was just too strong. So I have used these products a few times, but I feel like that's a good thing because I can give you a little bit of a review on them because I've worked with them, I've tried them in different ways, I've worn them all day to see how they last, so I can give you my thoughts on how these products perform. So I feel like it worked out for the best. But anyways, I don't want to ramble, so let's just go ahead and start putting on some makeup. I just realized I have my engagement ring on the wrong finger. What's wrong with me today? This room, while I was trying to set up like the camera and stuff, all the lights and the window, it got so hot and I got so flustered. I was wearing like a sweater. I had to ditch the sweater because I was sweating. And you know, like when you're super hot, you just can't think straight. So I think when I put on my jewelry, I just like wasn't thinking. Anyways, fix now. Okay, so I've already prepped my skin. I cleansed it, put on some moisturizer, and I have on some SPF. So I'm going to go in with the foundation. I'm going to skip primer today. I don't usually do a primer unless I'm wearing my makeup like for a super long time. But today I don't really have anything going on besides going to the gym, and I don't really care how my makeup looks at the gym. This is the Haus Triclone Skin Tech Foundation, and it is in the shade 260 Light Medium Cool. The bottle looks like that. I will say this bottle is like gorgeous. Like, it's heavy, it's like this frosted glass, it has the H embossed on the top. Like, it is just so pretty. So 10 out of 10 for the packaging. And like I said, I have wore this foundation a few times and it was a lot dewier than I expected it to be. I thought, because like I feel like everybody loves this foundation. Like, everybody that uses it swears by it. And I feel like usually those types of foundations are more of like a natural finish and like a medium buildable coverage. This one I don't think is a natural finish. I think that it's more on the like radiant glowy side. Let me see what it claims to be. Yeah, so it says that it's a natural finish, long wearing, non-comedogenic, medium coverage, weightless, clean foundation with arnica that helps to reduce redness, protects from environmental stress. Yeah, so I don't think this is a natural finish. I feel like this is more glowy or like dewy on me. But I do really, really love it. I feel like it makes your skin look gorgeous. But if you are somebody who gets oily and you're trying to make this last for a super long time, I would go in with a mattifying primer in your T-zone, and that should help. And also will set this foundation really, really well. As far as the shade range goes, I think it's great. She has a ton of like olive undertones, which I feel like is hard to find. I have a pimple that's like right directly in between my eyebrows, like perfectly centered. And I haven't really been breaking out much, so that's interesting. But I feel like it's kind of good that I have a pimple because I can show you like how this looks on top of, you know, blemishes. And like I've said before on my channel, I like to go like right up to my lash line and even on top of my eyelids because I have a lot of like vasculature and pigmentation around my eyes. So I need all the coverage I can get. So this is with 2 pumps. This is what the coverage looks like. I think it's pretty good. I would say this is like a medium coverage in my book. I'm going to do 2 more pumps to show you guys how it builds. And then that'll get me more towards the full coverage realm. But this foundation layers really, really well. It doesn't like cake up or like look gross on the skin. It really does look like skin. It's a gorgeous foundation. So overall, I would say that this foundation is worth the hype. I love the way that it makes your skin have that like just healthy look to it. It doesn't really settle into fine lines. I feel like this would be great for somebody who has more mature skin because it just gives you the most like healthy radiant glow. Okay, the foundation is on. I would say this is more of a full coverage and I think it looks absolutely gorgeous. Okay, I got a phone call and then I got really hungry, so I had to go eat, and then I watched some Real Housewives and I got distracted. So it's been a hot minute since I put on my foundation, but I'm back. I'm ready to do concealer. So I'm going to be using the Hourglass Vanish Airbrush Concealer. I have mine in the shade Silk, which is like a peachy, you can't really tell in the bottle, but it's like a peachy light color because that's going to help brighten, and then the peach is going to counteract the blue with like the vasculature and stuff under my eyes. So it's going to help cover up my dark circles and give me a little brightness. So this is a full coverage concealer, and what I've learned about it is you have to go very, very light-handed because it will get cakey and it will get creasy even if you set it. I went back and forth on returning this because it does crease. I have like fine lines under my eyes, and this concealer definitely settles into it pretty bad. But I think if you go very, very light-handed and you set it really, really well, it is doable. But I still might return it. I haven't decided. So I'm just going to do a little dot in the inner corners, a little bit on the outside here to lift, and then I get a lot of darkness right here next to my nose. So that's all we're doing. And then I'm going to do a little bit by the nose, a little dab on the chin, and that placement will help brighten up the areas that can get a little dark, a little dull. If you're using like a lighter concealer like that and you're using it to highlight, you want to put it in the areas where you want to bring out. So wherever you put your contour is going to bring in, and then wherever you put your highlight is going to push it out. Okay, and then I also like to let that concealer set for a little bit. So while we're letting that simmer, if you will, I'm going to be using the Rare Beauty Always Sunny Bronzer Stick. Honestly, I wanted this in the shade Below. I was going to look it up on my phone, but I don't feel like it. But this one is a little bit too dark and a little bit too warm. I think if I had the shade, whatever it is that's right underneath this one, it would be perfect. But I do think I'm going to love this in the summertime when I have a tan going. And it still works for now. It's just not really a contour. It's more of like a bronzer, which is fine. But I love the formulation of these. So this is what it looks like. The formulation is beautiful. It's so creamy. It blends like effortlessly, and it looks really pretty on the skin. It doesn't make you like too shiny or anything. So I'm going to put this on the cheekbones. A little swap there, a little swap there. And then I'm going to go along the hairline. And then I also like to bring it up a little bit on the chin like that to give me more of like an elongated chin. And then I'm going to go right underneath like the curve of your jawline to give you a little bit more definition. And then I like to do a little bit there on your little goozle to suck that up a little bit. So from this side, it brings it up instead of, you know what I mean? While my bronzer is chilling, I'm going to use my beauty blender to blend out the concealer. And this concealer does do an amazing job of covering. Like, it is super full coverage. I feel like a lot of the times makeup companies will claim that their product is full coverage, but it's really not. This concealer, they mean it. They are not joking. It is like full coverage. Look at the difference there. Crazy. Then I'm going to use a little brush that looks like this to blend out the bronzer. You want to use a light hand so you're not moving your foundation underneath. I think it's time to dermal plane my face again. She's a little furry. And then I said this on my last makeup. Oh! I said this on my last makeup video. But for the bronzer or contour or whatever, I don't really like to bring it in the temple area because you don't really want to bring darkness there because, like I said, any darkness is going to bring that area back. And as you age, your temples get more hollow just because of the way bone resorption works and the way your fat pads move as you age. So you don't really want to bring any darkness to that area because it can age you a little bit. So we're just going to keep it on the forehead, keep it close to the hairline. I did get my hair done since the last time I filmed, so that's new. And I really love it. It's like, it's blonder than what I was thinking in my head, but I actually really, really like it. I think when I have a tan, I think I'm going to spray tan soon because there for a little bit I was like embracing the paleness and I was like, oh, it's fine. But now I just don't feel like myself and I'm tired of it. So I think I'm going to start spray tanning again. So if you see me soon and it looks like I have been on a tropical vacation, just know that it's from a bottle. But I will be going to Mexico soon. So I am engaged and our wedding is going to be at the end of March. We're doing a destination wedding in Mexico. I'm very, very excited. I'm excited to get to wear my dress. I'm obsessed with my wedding dress. I was going to get like a reception dress to change into, but I've decided that I'm not even going to do that because I want to get to wear my wedding dress for as long as possible because I just love it so much. Okay, in hindsight, I should have blended the bronzer stick out immediately because it did dry down a little bit and make it a little harder to blend. So I should have done that before the concealer. But, you know, you live and learn. You do have some playtime with that bronzer stick. You don't have to, like, rush to get it blended out. But you should probably not wait as long as I just did because it did make it a little bit difficult. Also, I should say I took the time to go through and really analyze the ingredients in these products because I'm not trying to have a breakout this close to my wedding. When I get a breakout, it always leaves a dark spot behind and the dark spot takes like forever to go away. So I'm really trying to use products that are not likely to clog my skin. So all of these products are non-comedogenic, have really good ingredients. So you don't have to worry about that if you are also acne prone. Okay, this is the Kimchi Chic powder. I'm gonna go ahead and dump some out. I love this powder. The more I use it, the more I like it. It's just like really blurring. It makes your skin look so smooth. It sets your makeup really well. And I think it's a 10 out of 10. I really love it. And it has good ingredients. So we love that. It is hard. Like when I was going through all of like the best sellers and like viral makeup, most of the makeup that people are like raving about have really irritating and comedogenic ingredients. And if I didn't have sensitive skin, you best believe I'd be trying it anyways. But my skin is so sensitive. And so I have to be really careful about that kind of stuff. And I would hate to spend like $50 on a bronzer and it breaks me out. You know what I mean? Especially this close to my wedding. Yeah, it took me a hot minute to find a bunch of viral products that have like good ingredients. So then I'm going to take this little fluffy brush that looks like this. It's kind of like a fluffy but flat brush. And I'm just going to dab it on the contour stick. And I'm going to use that to give a little shade underneath my lip here. And this just makes your lip look a little bit more full, a little more pouty. And I'm going to go a little bit around the top lip too. I'm really torn on whether I want to get a little bit of lip filler before the wedding. I've had my lips filled a few times, but it's been like probably 2 or 3 years since I've had them done. So I'm like, should I go in for a little touch up or should I just leave them? I don't know. Okay, then I'm going to take this more, what am I doing? I'm going to take this more flat brush and do my nose contour. Y'all know I'm not good at nose contour, but I'll do my best. So I'm just going to take this little guy right down the bridge. Try to slim her down a little bit. It's just like, I don't know. I just can't figure out what nose contour looks good with my nose shape. You know what I mean? I'm kind of excited to get my makeup done for my wedding because I never, ever, ever get my makeup done professionally. I've always done it myself for like everything, like proms and whatever. And so I'm kind of interested to see how the makeup artists do my nose contour, because I might learn a thing or two, you know. But I do like to put a little bit under here to lift the tip a little bit, and then I also bring it up to make the tip of my nose look a little bit smaller and more cinched. And then I'm going to blend this out and bring it all the way up into the brow. Also, this isn't really a great shade for nose contour because, like I said, it's a little bit warmer. It kind of acts more of like a bronzer. So it would probably look a lot better if I had a more cool toned color. But they were sold out of the lighter shade in that, and then the one that they did have was too light. So that's how I ended up with this guy. And I think it'll be awesome for the summertime. Okay, then I'm going in with my beauty blender to just get out any creasing that's going on. Make sure you get around the eyes because we are about to set everything in place with our powder. I like to go ahead and have my powder like pulled out or poured out and ready to go. And that way you can immediately set it right after you blend out your creases and stuff. So she's ready to go. I'm using a little triangle puff. And I'm going to set really, really well underneath the eyes to keep that concealer from creasing. It's probably still going to crease a little bit, but that's okay. Okay, so I'm going to let this powder sit there for a minute, let the warmth of my skin kind of bake the powder, so set all the makeup underneath, keep anything from moving around on me. The weather has been so nice here in Tennessee this like past few days, and it has me in like the best mood ever. I'm so ready for spring and summer. I'm so tired of this cold weather. I'm over it. I'm so over it. Okay, so then I'm going to take the puff that came with the kimchi powder, and I'm just going to get a little bit on the puff, and then I'm going to go around and just set everything into the skin. And I don't really brush away the powder because I'm an oily girl. If you're dry or you have more mature skin, you're probably going to want to go in and like dust away the powder. But I like to pack it on because I need this makeup set. Okay, now I'm going to go in with the LYS No Limits Matte Bronzer. I have mine in the shade Courage Tan. So the outside looks like this. Packaging is really pretty. And then that is what the powder looks like. This is a really pretty color, and I feel like this actually is a good contour shade. So I'm going to go in with that same brush that I used for the cream bronzer, and I'm going to dab in lightly. I've only used this one once, so I don't really have a strong opinion on this bronzer yet, but I do think it's really pretty. It's a pretty color. It blends out well. And I just think that LYS brand, is it LYS or Liss? I'm not sure. But I just think they have like the cutest stuff. Like it's just a very trendy little brand. And I'm just going to put this bronzer all the same places that I put the cream one. And then I'm going to take this flatter, fluffier brush that I used underneath my lip. And I'm going to go in with a little bit of that powder bronzer and put it in the same areas underneath my lip. A little bit on top, and then I'm also going to use this one for the nose. And then I'm not doing eyeshadow today, so I'm just going to take like a fluffy blending brush, looks like that, and I'm going to just dust a little bit of that bronzer into my crease just to give me a little bit of definition. And I'm not being very precise with this at all. I'm actually being super messy. Then I'm going to take this little flat brush again, dip into the powder bronzer, and dust under my eye. Okay, then for blush, I'm so excited about this one. This is the Patrick Ta She's Blushing Cream and Powder Blush Duo. And how strange is this? I didn't realize that the packaging for these were so similar until I had them like in front of me. But look at that. Those are like the exact same packaging, just different shapes, and they're two different brands, so that is odd, but they're both beautiful. But so the Patrick Ta I love because you open it up and you have the cream and the powder blush in the same tone, and you know traditionally you're supposed to do cream on bottom, powder on top, but Patrick Ta He is an absolute living, breathing icon. And he says that you do powder first and the cream on top. And that's how this one is designed to be used. And I was very skeptical because I was like, I'm oily. I don't need like a bunch of creams and stuff like laying on top of my powder. But it makes your skin look so healthy and so beautiful, so radiant. So the man tells no lies. He really is a genius. I don't know if I love this shade on my skin. I think I might go back and get a different shade. I'm just kind of picky about the tones of my blushes. I like to have like a more like bronzy type of blush, like almost like a bronzer as a blush. So I think I might go back and exchange this for She's So LA instead of this one, which is She's Blushing. But as far as the formulation goes, literally could not be any more perfect. Like, if I was to hand create a blush myself, it would be this to a T. Like, it is so good. So, I'm going to do what Patrick Tall says. And I'm going to go in with the powder blush first. And I'm going to keep it really high on the cheekbones, going up into the temples to give my cheek a little bit of a lift. This is so gorgeous. Like, I just love the formula of these blushes. And I'm going to go in with a lot of blush because that's just who I am. And I also like to take, I don't do this with the cream, but with the powder one, I like to take a little bit on the nose and a little bit on the chin just to make everything a little bit more cohesive and almost give you that like sun-kissed, like I've been sunbathing look. Then I'm going to use the same brush. I'm dipping into the cream and I'm going to put that right on top. Oh, she feels so taboo putting the cream on top of the powder. But look how pretty that looks. Like it just gives you such a pretty glow. And I really haven't had a problem with it like fading or moving around or anything like that so far. And I've worn this blush probably like 3 or 4 times since I've gotten it. Living for the blush. She's beautiful. I think that's my favorite product that I have in front of me right now. I want every shade. I really do. It's so beautiful. Now I'm going to go in with highlight. This is not new at all, but this is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Palette. And I kind of mix all of these shades together. I've had this for forever, but I feel like Hourglass is just like a viral brand in general, so I feel like it was fitting for this video, and because I don't have any other new viral highlights. But if you don't know, the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powders are very, very subtle. It's not like a blinding, like in-your-face, glowy highlight, but it kind of gives you like just like a radiant, like natural angel kind of glow. So I'm going to use this fluffy oh my lord. I'm going to use this fluffy brush. And like I said, I'll just kind of dip into all of them. Do a little mixeroo. And then go right on top of the cheekbones. And I'm going to pull it around to the top of the eyebrow. Pretty. It's not very like in your face, but it just gives you a little bit of glow. And I also like to take this on the Cupid's bow, a little on the chin. And with this, I'm really kind of like messy with the highlight. I don't want it to be a stripe of powder, so I'll blend it into the blush and just kind of put it all over my whole cheek, really. Then I'm going to take this little tiny detail brush and I'm going to dip into all the shades and put this on the inner corner of my eyes. I never skip this step. Even if I'm doing like super light, natural, like no makeup, I still always put a little highlight in the inner corner of my eyes because I feel like it just makes you look more awake, more vibrant. I just love the look of the inner corner highlight. So you won't ever catch me skipping that step. I need to get this eyelash. Oh, lordy. That was gross. Okay, now I'm going to do my brows off camera because I just used a brown eyeshadow, nothing special. So I'm just going to do that off camera real quick and then I'll pop back on here. Okay, the brows are on. I've not been happy with my brows at all recently. I think I just really need to get them microbladed because they're just always doing their own thing. Like, I feel like they never look the same from day to day. Like, I wake up and my brows look different every day. So, I don't know what's going on there. But, I'm going to keep the eyes super simple today. I'm not doing any eyeshadow, any liner, any lashes, anything like that because like I said, I'm just going to the gym and the grocery store today. And I'm not really trying to have like a full beat while I go. But, so I'm just going to curl the lashes and do some mascara. And I'm using a brown mascara, which I think I like. It's the Telescopic Lifft from L'Oreal. This is not one of my like viral products. I've had this one for a hot minute. It is viral. It did have like a viral moment. If you know, you know. This is a really good mascara. I think I like the brown. I feel like it does. I mean, it doesn't really look a whole lot different. But I feel like it does kind of bring out my brown eyes a little bit. But I'll probably switch back to a black mascara when I'm done with this one, to be honest with you. Also, I have like the world's worst lash curler. This one is the MUD brand. That's like the what we used in like makeup school. And it sucks. Like I literally have like a collection of my real eyelashes that have been pulled out in the corner of this, like because it just doesn't fit your eye well. It's like hurts. Like it's just not a good lash curler. I really need to buy another one. I know everybody loves the Shiseido one. Maybe I'll give that one a whirl. I mean, it does the job. It curls. But it just takes like half your lashes with it. Perfect. Then I'm going to go in with the black eyeliner and Tightline as one does. I never skip this step either. I feel like it just makes a really big difference. Now, let's get back to our viral products. So the next thing we have up is the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat lip liner, and I have mine in the shade Iconic Nude. I know the one that's like been super viral for forever is Pillow Talk, but I'm just not super into those kind of shades on my lips. I'm not a really big like pink lip girl. I like more of a like brown neutral shade, and that's what this one is. So I'm going to line the lips. I'm going to overline a little bit. So I do really like these lip liners. I like a lip liner that's a little bit more creamy and just like glides a little bit more, but I think because these are a little bit on the drier side, they probably last longer. I don't know. I don't feel like you should pay a lot for your lip liners. I think that the drugstore has amazing lip liners for like a quarter of the price. So would I buy this again? Probably not. But it is a really good lip liner and the packaging is really pretty. So I'll give it that. Now this, I do think is 1000% worth the money, and I think it is worth the hype. This is the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip Plump. Everybody's talking about these. Everybody's using these. Everybody's duping these. I've seen where e.l.f. just came out with a dupe that I really want to try because I feel like e.l.f. makes really great products. And I'm pretty sure, okay, so I had one of these. Actually, I had 3 of these, but I had them in different shades. But the shades, they put just a sticker on the bottom. And that's my only gripe with these is that I hate that it's a sticker and it's not actually on the bottle because these stickers always fall off and then I can't tell you what the shade names are. But this one's brand new. So this is in the shade Peachy Beige. My sticker hasn't fell off yet. And these really are like my all-time favorite lip products. Like these are just so good. They make your lips so glossy, but they still have a lot of pigment. And they do plump your lips just a little bit, but it's not like the Too Faced Extreme Lip Plumps. It's a lot more subtle, but you can feel a little bit of a tingle and a little bit of a plump. I like the way these smell too. It's kind of like minty. So that's what it looks like. Very glossy, very pretty, and I don't feel like I have to reapply these as much as I would think with them being that glossy and creamy. Okay, so that is all I have for you guys today. I think this makeup look turned out really pretty. I really like most of the products that I tried. I might be returning the Hourglass concealer. The jury's still out just because it does crease on me. I feel like if you're like young and your under eyes are super like flat and you don't have many creases, then you'll love this. But if you have any like wrinkles or anything under your eyes or wherever you're going to put this, it does settle pretty bad into those lines. So she might be a return. I haven't decided yet. And then I also might be either returning this Rare Beauty bronzer stick for the shade Lighter, or I might just keep this one and then buy the shade wider too, so I can have more of like a contour shade. But I love the formula of this. I love how it blends. I think it's a 10 out of 10. I absolutely love the Patrick Ta blush. I do think I want to pick up a few more colors, but as far as the formula goes, it is literally the best blush I've ever used in my entire life, and I love that it's a cream and a powder in one. And then I do think I love the bronzer too. I'm not like blown away by it. I'm not going to say like you absolutely need this in your life, you need to go buy it. I do think that about the Patrick Ta blush, but this one I'm like, I like it. I think it's beautiful, but I'm not like completely blown away by it. I feel like it's just like a solid bronzer, you know. I do like the shade of it. And then the Hourglass foundation I think is a 10 out of 10. I think it wears beautifully. It's a gorgeous finish. It makes your skin look really healthy and hydrated. But if you're oily, just pair it with products that are going to make it last a little bit longer and look better in your T-zone. And yeah, I feel like that's all of my thoughts. So this was a super fun video to film. I love doing makeup videos. I feel like they're a lot more like laid back and chill than my skincare videos. But let me know what you think about these products if you've tried them. Also, let me know what your favorite viral products are, products that you think are worth the hype, or products that you think are not worth the hype in the comments. I love you guys. I hope you have a great rest of your day or night, and I will see you in the next video.